everyone, welcome back to another episode of Supernatural Eats. It's been a while, and today we are on the episode Weekend at Bobby's, where the neighbor gives Bobby a peach cobbler and he keeps trying to eat it but keeps getting interrupted. I currently already have the oven preheating to 350. I have a container. Mine's a little too big. The recipe I'm gonna kind of go off of, it says a 9x9. Mine is an 11x7, but that's what I have, so that's what I'm going to use. And pretty much in a medium-sized mixing bowl, I'm going to mix flour, sugar, and a 1/4 cup of melted butter. You can add some cinnamon, which I'm going to add some cinnamon. It also said you can cut back on the sugar, which I think I'm going to do. And I have canned peaches. I bought the light peaches because I want to try and make it, again, a little healthier. So I am gonna need okay, so the ingredients are a cup of self-rising flour, 3/4 cup granulated sugar plus 2 additional for topping, 1/2 cup of butter divided and melted, 29 ounces of peaches in, it says heavy syrup, undrained, and these are, each of these cans are 15, so I'm just going to use them all because how am I going to know 1 ounce out of these too? So first thing is I need to divide and melt the butter. Okay, I've halved my stick of butter and melted it by slow bursts in the microwave until it melts. So the next step is to, in a medium-sized mixing bowl, now I use my large because you know how messy I get, we're going to mix the flour, the sugar, and the 1/4 cup of melted butter together. Now at this point, it said we can add cinnamon, and it also said something about vanilla in it, so I'm going to do both of that because though I don't want it super sweet, I do want it to still be good. And in my mind, vanilla and cinnamon are going to give it that flavor I have in my head. So again, this recipe says you can lessen the sugar, you can put cinnamon, you can put vanilla. However, it doesn't say to what degree to lessen the sugar or how much vanilla or cinnamon and when to put it in. So I'm only going to use like a 1/2 cup of sugar instead of the 3/4 cup. And then again, I'm also using the light peaches and it called for the heavy syrup. I'm hoping the combination of those two things will cut back on the sweetness a little bit while still allowing it to be yummy. Ooh, that was a lot of cinnamon. Yeah, that was like between a teaspoon and a tablespoon of the vanilla. Now we're going to stir this up. And I'm thinking I should have put the butter in last because it's kind of like crumbling a little. However, I only have one of my Pyrex measuring cups, so when I had to divide and melt, I figured, okay, I'll melt, put it in the mixing bowl, and then melt the other half. Which for the uninitiated, the 1 stick of butter is all you needed for this recipe. 1 stick becomes a 1/2 cup melted. So we're going to sprinkle about 1/3 of this mixture on the bottom of the pan. It's probably more than 1/3, but... And then put the peaches with their juice. And then you sprinkle the top of this with the remaining mixture. And it says that as you bake it, it'll sop it up. So okay, so then after we do that, we're going to drizzle with the remaining butter. And it says There's a lot, it looks very liquidy, but don't worry, it'll soak up as it bakes. And it also said if you like yours a little drier, then don't use all the liquid. Okay. Now we bake for 40 to 45 minutes until the top is golden brown and bubbly. So I'll meet you back here in 40 to 45 minutes. I mean, here's what it, without spilling it, here's what it looks like so far. Okay, so it's been more towards the 45-minute side. I checked it a few minutes ago and it is bubbly, but I wanted to see if I could get it browner. So let's take it out. Oh, that's looking good. And it does smell good, so. Ooh, it is really bubbling. Let me see if I can hold it up for you without burning and having it. As I do that, it's still a little, just juicy enough. If I do that, I don't want it sloshing out. So I'll take a picture and put it over here. So now obviously I need to let this cool down before we can do our taste test. So I'll be back when it's a little cooler. Okay, I've let it cool down a little bit. So I'm gonna cut me a piece of peach cobbler. Unlike Bobby, I'm gonna get to try it. It's still steaming. I may not have let it cool enough. Okay, nice helping. It really does smell delicious. Oh, that's good. I like the fact it's not overly sweet. And you can really you can taste like the crumbly and the cinnamon. And that's really good. Now the recipe said top it with vanilla ice cream, but I'm going to top it with my cat's favorite treat. Luckily he was kind enough to share. And I would totally make this again. And for some reason, the flour, butter, sugar, cinnamony mixture, it kind of reminds me of like what the crumbles on a Dutch apple pie. So I think that's why I really like this. It's giving me more apple pie vibes than anything else. But it's super good. I would totally make this again. I will leave not only the inspiration video below, but what I did to modify the recipe. So I hope you enjoyed this peach cobbler. And again, I'm glad I got to try mine and wasn't constantly interrupted by hunting issues. And next time around is ribs, and I'm going to try and do them in the Instant Pot. Until next time.